The true power of Eida. After the awakening of Delta, who directly attacked Code for trying to kill Amado, Code pulled Eida from the claw marks to help him fight them. But Eida can't be underestimated. Delta, who tried to attack Eida with her power, didn't even have any impact at all. Even Eida easily parried the attack. And one thing that was unimaginable, Eida manipulated their minds and imaginations that seemed to make them different people. And even crazier, that reaction had a difference between them. Oh yeah, today is my day. While waiting for Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 15 to be released, let's continue the Boruto manga review until Chapter 80. For you to understand this storyline, I suggest you watch the previous chapter. But before that, please like and subs, guys. Thanks. After Naruto had previously told Kawaki everything that Boruto was still alive after he killed him, Kawaki, who initially thought that he would be punished, was not at all. Even Naruto seemed to defend Kawaki because if he was not there, Naruto and the others might have died. So Naruto's point may logically still make sense, guys. Konoha's enemies besides the Momoshiki are also from the other side, namely the Code. But with Kawaki, who puts ego aside because he hates karma, he must inevitably awaken his karma so that Naruto can be saved. In conclusion, although some people in Konoha hate Kawaki for killing the Hokage's son, Naruto as a Hokage is neutral and makes decisions based on two sides. And that means Naruto says that everyone in Konoha is his family, including Kawaki. But in the middle of the conversation, Naruto heard Ino's voice. An enemy had attacked and was in the Amado lab. Sasuke, who heard the information, immediately went to help, and also he took Boruto with him. Not only Sasuke, Naruto, who was with Kawaki and Sumire in the room, was forced to leave them because there was an enemy coming. But there was something strange. When Kawaki heard that, he looked at the hand that had been activated by Ishiki's karma along with his Kokugan eyes. Shikamaru, who was there, tried to fight back by using Kagemane no Jutsu. Eida was initially a little amazed by Shikamaru's jutsu that could make her unable to move, even though it didn't hurt her. But at the same time, Shikamaru felt something strange. His head was so dizzy and felt that there was something strange in his head. Shikamaru felt that he and the others had been trapped with some kind of jutsu that Eida had, because judging from Delta's expression, she really showed strange behavior. In the midst of that emergency situation, Shikamaru asked Ino to link with Amado by mind transmission without anyone knowing. And in conclusion, after Shikamaru connected with Amado without anyone knowing, Amado explained that the woman was named Eida. And in this situation, it meant that Amado and the others were currently in her captives. Delta, who was originally hard on Eida, is now the opposite of before. Delta even seems to praise Eida and calls her cute. And in the end, what Shikamaru and Amado feel is inevitable because basically, Eida, as the owner of the ability, cannot control it. In other words, and the effect lasts until she dies. Shikamaru, who felt that the solution was just that, he tried to use kunai to kill Eida, but in the end it was the same. It was all useless. Eida's ability was too strong, even Shikamaru could not control his body and the kunai slipped out of his hand. And after that, Code continued to force Amado to comply with his wishes. He opened Amado's shirt collar and stabbed him with his sharp hands, making Amado scream in pain. Shikamaru tried to ask what Eida's purpose was and why she was helping Code. And it turned out that Eida's answer was beyond expectations. She said that she liked Kawaki. Shikamaru and Amado were really shocked to hear Eida's words. Even Eida admitted that she only asked Code for help with that, and in return, she would help Code regain his power. And in conclusion, Shikamaru, as a genius, tried to negotiate with Eida to move to Konoha, because then this would be mutually helpful. Because then, Shikamaru would give Eida the opportunity to express her feelings Kawaki. And that means Eida can do whatever she wants without any resistance if it is mutually beneficial. And because of getting that offer by Shikamaru, Eida immediately activated Senrigan's eyes. And at the same time, Naruto had come to help them. However, because Shikamaru previously changed the plan and told Ino to lock the lab, Naruto could not enter the room with Shikamaru's intention to keep Naruto out of danger. Shikamaru even emphasized to Naruto not to destroy the key, just to force his way into the room. Because in addition to protecting Naruto, it turned out that Shikamaru said that the village budget this year was shrinking. And because it was expensive, Shikamaru forbade Naruto to damage it. I'm honestly typing this story while laughing, guys. Even though their situation is panicking, But Shikamaru still has time to think about the economy of Konoha Village, which is shrinking. Oh yeah, it turns out that after the arrival of Naruto, Sasuke and Boruto have also arrived at that place. And a fact made Shikamaru become surprised after Eida said that what Shikamaru planned before had been read by Eida's eyes. And that means Shikamaru can't hide anything, because with Eida's Senrigan eyes, she is able to see everything clearly. Even Amado explains that the eye, it's not limited to current events. By and large, Sho can view past occurrences too, meaning that Shikamaru can't hide anything from Eida. But in the end, if Eida is on the code side and helps him, then it is certain that Eida is an enemy of Konoha. And Shikamaru gives Eida the opportunity to think about her choice. In another room, we see Kawaki and Sumire talking to each other. Sumire understands the difficult decision that Kawaki has chosen. But Kawaki looks so upset because Amado has returned his karma without his permission. But with that, Kawaki also realizes that all this is his wish. Because if Kawaki didn't have that karma, then surely the Hokage would have died by now. But from all the words said by Kawaki, Sumire assumed that with the return of karma, there must be another reason planned by Amado. Sumire even mentioned that it all had to do with Amado's personal purpose. Then we see Code continue to torture Amado. He continues to stab Amado in the neck until Amado complies with his wishes. Amado, who is screaming in pain, feels that he is no longer strong, but Shikamaru tries to tell him to hang in there, because basically, Shikamaru assumes that Code will not kill him, because if Amado dies, then Code will not be able to remove the limiter. But with all of Shikamaru's babbling, Amado feels that he will die of shock. But the situation turned out to change. Eida felt that Kawaki was coming, and therefore, Eida ordered the Code to leave this place right now. Shikamaru panicked hearing that Kawaki was coming, because according to him, with Sukuna Hikona, it was not a problem to enter if the door was locked. Because with the ability to shrink himself, Kawaki would easily enter the room. And sure enough, Kawaki had come through the vent to enter the room. Oh yeah, let me explain a little. So the reason why Eida was afraid if Kawaki came, it was because Kawaki could shrink the claw marks that Code made to teleport, because then Code or Eida would not be able to leave that place. But there is another factor that can change that. That is, Eida must manipulate Kawaki's mind. But Amado explained that there are exceptions for everyone who can be entrapped. One of them is blood family. And besides that is Otsutsuki, and that means Kawaki and Boruto will not be able to be affected by Eida's ability because they are both Otsutsuki. Shikamaru looks so annoyed at Amado for not telling that information from the beginning, because then the situation would not be this complicated if Kawaki came earlier. But Amado said that the reason why he didn't say it was because he didn't want Kawaki to die, because as we know, Kawaki almost died before, and that was without Eida. Then, if you feel that it will be the same, of course not, because with Naruto and Sasuke who have come, even if Kawaki is also there, then it will be less likely that Kawaki will die. But in the end, in the middle of the argument between Shikamaru and Amado, Code pushed Amado's body and put his body into his claw marks. And as it turned out, the Code aimed to bring Amado to their hideout. Shikamaru, who saw Amado being taken by them, so panicked. But unfortunately, it turned out that they managed to take Amado before Kawaki arrived. And because according to Eida, Kawaki was almost here, they hurried to quickly get into the claw mark and leave. Shikamaru tries to hold Code and Eida using his jutsu so that they don't leave until Kawaki arrives. And the funny thing is that right now, Shikamaru seems to be trying to tempt Eida to meet with Kawaki. Shikamaru even said, "Why bashful to meet with Kawaki?" Eida, who has manipulated Delta easily, orders her to help them from the jutsu used by Shikamaru. And sure enough, Delta, who was originally on Konoha's side, is now helping Eida escape. She attacked Shikamaru so that the jutsu would be released and they could escape. Shikamaru became confused about what Delta was doing. But Delta said that it was what Eida said. And after being released from the jutsu, Eida immediately left and thanked Shikamaru for the offer he had previously made. Even in this moment, before Eida left, she thanked Delta as well. But the funny thing is that when Eida said that she loved her, Delta responded by saying that she loved her too. So in conclusion, this Eida jutsu can be said to be a charmer, or in words, it can manipulate someone's mind to change from hate or something like that to attraction like Delta did. And after that, Shikamaru decides to add the name Code to his retribution list. and in the end, after Code and the others left the place, Kawaki came from the vent after shrinking himself. Kawaki was surprised to find that there were Code's claw marks in that place, but because of that, Shikamaru also asked Kawaki to destroy the claw marks with Sukuna Hikona so that they would not infiltrate the place again. But when Kawaki looked for Amado because he had something to ask, Shikamaru responded, "He might already be dead." And moments later, Amado has been successfully brought to their hideout. Not only Code and Eida, it turns out that there are daemons and also bugs. Code still insists on forcing Amado to comply with his wishes, but Amado makes sure to Code, "What will happen after I rescind your limiters?" But since Code's answer was maybe Amado was confused because what was the point if he did what he wanted? Because if the result was the same, then Amado would not want to comply. But since Code said that Amado would be free from pain and die peacefully, Amado felt that it was wrong. By making Amado die, then it would make Code get into trouble. But since there was too much babbling by Amado, Code heard him getting annoyed. But it seems that Amado has other plans. He even made an offer to Code, and if he agreed, he would remove the limiters right away. And the offer Amado made was a pardon for his life, and that means, after he did what Code wanted, Amado asked him to be free and not killed. Code, who heard that, seemed to become compassionate and pitiful. Code even asked if he had no pride. I'm sure some of you don't understand Amado's attitude. But basically, Amado is a person who doesn't really care about things like that. He is a person who only prioritizes personal interests and benefits as long as they don't threaten his life and such. He is even willing to join Konoha and provide information on everything in order to achieve his goals. Maybe out of all the characters, I think Amado is the one who is realistic and not naive. Oh yeah. But before we continue, what happened after Amado gave the offer to Code? It looks like I've rambled too much, guys. So thanks to all of you who have liked and subs. I will update the continuation as soon as possible until Chapter 80, and also while waiting for Chapter 15, Boruto 2 Blue Vortex to be released. I'm Nim. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.